We arrived to the Demon World, new characters in that classic Dragon Ball feeling that we all know and love. This and more in the latest Dragon Ball Daima Episode 3 recap. But before we get into it, make sure to subscribe and like to stay up to date with all the latest Dragon Ball Daima recaps and videos, or else get sealed by the Mafumba. We start off this week's episode with Goku and friends, Shin and Gloria, as they make their way to the Demon Realm. But before they can do that, they have to go to this crazy planet called Babati, a sort of transit station where it's basically the gateway to the Demon Realm and Outer World, and I guess all the other places that this warp panel can take them to. So as soon as they arrive, they meet Warp Sama. And of course, in typical silly Goku fashion, he's like, hey, yo, this dude looks like a goldfish. Which he needs to chill because Warp Sama is not liking that. Because the first thing he says is like, hey, I am not a goldfish. And Goku keeps egging him on. He's like, but you look like a goldfish. And of course, Warp's just getting more and more mad. And eventually Shin like takes Goku back and like, yo, chill. Because if this dude gets mad at us, there's no way for us to go there to go save Dende and everything. But anywho, Warp Sama's like, yo, what are you doing here? What do you want? Gloria talks. He's like, we're on our way back to the Demon Realm. Warp's like, well, there was just one of you when you arrived. Why are there two more people? Basically explains that they're all from the Demon Realm. And so basically, Shin had to change Goku's ears to make it look like they were pointing in from the Demon Realm. It worked, and I don't know how, but it worked. And they tricked Warp Sama. And he's like, okay, give me the pin code. There's a pin code. Like, there's no easy access. You have to pick the pin code to go back and forth to actually use the warp. So Gloria gives them the pin code. They proceed to basically go into Warp Sama. He gets ready to eat them. Like, you have to go through him to get to the place. That's when, at that moment, Shin is like, oh yeah, I have to send this to Kibito because if I don't, they're not going to know there's a pin code. And how else are they going to give it to him and be able to come to the Demon Realm? But at the last second, he wasn't able to do it. So, which begs the question: in how are Kibito, Piccolo, and Vegeta going to get through? Obviously, we see like hints in the trailer and everything that they will arrive, but I feel like there's going to be some funny, goofy moments of them trying to guess the pin code, and they're probably going to get lucky some way. But yeah, that's for a later episode. We'll see how that goes on. But we'll continue with this episode. So Goku, Gloria, and Shin arrive into like the warped space, and we kind of see that there's like three panels for the Demon World. There's the first world, second world, and the third world. And Shin's like, okay, Goma's most likely in the first one, so we should probably go to that one. But then we find out that Gloria's like, no, I don't really have access to go to that one. I can so then he's like, okay. Shin's like, well, maybe the second one. I mean, I'll at least put us a little bit closer. Find out Gloria only has approval to go to the third one, which is the furthest one away, which is going to make obviously elongate the story, give us more lore, more goofiness, more craziness that's going to happen in Daima. But so they arrive in the third Demon World because again they don't have access to the first one. And then we get our first shots of the Demon World, and it's honestly, the animation is amazing. It's really peak. They really did a great job with animating the Demon World. So we get an overshot of them flying around over it, and we kind of see that there's like this giant hole that used to be the passageway, I assume, like between the Outer World and the Demon World, but it's now blocked by this giant shield of light, which was created by someone to stop people from going in there. Which is, okay, another question: who made this? I mean, was it a group of people, or was it one strong person, like a Xeno like S character? I mean, hopefully we get the answers to that. I think we will, probably later on in the series. But it prevents passageway between the Outer World and the Demon World. So then, again, some more overshots of them flying around. We get to see a giant statue of King Dabura before he was killed, but it's crumbling now. I guess no one's really been taking care of it. I mean, of course, dude's dead, so what's the point of keeping that statue around? So Goku, in like typical Goku fashion, is like, yo, this is beautiful. It's like, I wasn't expecting this. He was expecting something more scary-esque. Like, I guess with the Demon Realm, you would assume it'd be very dark and evil looking. But to Goku, he says this kind of looks like Earth. There's not that much of a difference. But Shin's like, hey, hold up. The people here are a bit different. And the creatures and the planets are a bit different too. Goku's like, yo, can we land? I want to get some of that demon world air and breathe. So Glorio's like, okay, that's fine. We can land. So they land, and Goku hops out the ship, and he realizes like almost instantly that the air is like so much thicker, and that it's way harder to walk around and move around. Like you can see in his movements that he slowed down a bit. He can't really jump as high as he wants to, so he has to adjust to this world, because the air, like especially in the third world, I don't know if it's going to be like that in the first and the second one, because obviously the third one's the more beat up place for the demon realm. But this air has like kind of slowed down Goku's movement, and it's making it harder for him to move. And obviously he's a Saiyan. He's going to get used to it. We know this already. I mean, it's not like they haven't experienced like Saiyan planet Vegeta was like that. It was a tougher planet. Same with King Kai's world. Like, so he'll obviously get used to this. We get a little bit of lore about Kaioshin's like people. They're apparently they originate from the second demon world, and they're all called Glines as well. We hear this from Glorio saying, yeah, most Shins are from the second one, or at least they used to. I don't know if they have a majority of them left to go to the outer world, but I mean, we see that there's a few of them who stayed. So I guess again we'll find some more of this later on in the Daima series. But yeah, we find out that another name for the Kaioshin are called Gline. And then we again transition to Goku being Goofy, Goku be himself. He's following this like mouse-like creature. He's like hopping around following it. He almost falls into a sea of darkness, which is apparently, if he would have fell in there, it'd have been all over. Time would have been over. That would have been it. That's a wrap. Quick season. But he obviously survives. And then all you see is like there's like a overbearing shadow, and it's these bandits, these troll-like creatures that like I think it was Geekdom 101. He showed the picture a couple weeks ago, but we finally get to see them in action. And they're all like, they're looking at Goku, Shin, and Glorio, and they proceed to attack them. And they have these like, they have primitive weapons. They have like spears and arrows. But funny enough, so you're thinking, oh no, Goku and them are about to be attacked. That the troll-like characters, they shoot these arrows, and they kind of fly, but then they're like, dope. They're real slow. But it's because the air is so thick and like gassy that it's like weapons like arrows and spears are going to be basically useless in this. So Goku easily dodges. He's like, yo, why is it so slow? And again, Glorio explains it's because the air is so thick. But then we actually get to see Glorio in action. He starts like, bro, he is fast. Like, especially again, he's in this like super thick air. He's from this world. He's from the third demon world, so he's kind of used to this. So he's able to move fast, and then he pulls out the Blackie, and he starts blasting at them. And the trolls run off. They're scared because again, Glorio, he's about that. He stands 10 toes down, and he's ready for that action. And so then Goku and the crew, they end up leaving. They start hitting out for a town because it's like, I guess it's starting to get left. It's about to get late. So before Glorio can take them to the king who sent him on this mission, they realize they should probably rest real quick. The guy's name is like called King Kadan. He is the one who sent Glorio to get Goku to try and stop Goma, which is curious. I'm like, is this guy going to be a good guy? Is this guy or is he like a secret antagonist? Like that's like trying to get the crown for himself. I mean, we'll see. Again, Glorio kind of looks like Mira from Xenoverse, and he shows that where he's got these hands. Is the king going to give Glorio the third evil eye and make him more like Mira from Dragon Ball Xenoverse? We'll find out. But as they fly around, they hit they see these volcanoes, and they see obviously these are what's caused the air to be all gassy and like thick, because there's multiple flying island volcanoes. And of course, typical Kara gag comedy fashion, Goku's like, oh man, it's so stinky up here, no one would notice I can fart. But again, Glorio, he has those senses. He's like, hey, after he's talking with Shin and everything, he's like, hey, the smell has increased. And then we transition to Goku like laughing. It's like, oh, my bad, guys. Like, and he's kind of snitched on himself anyway. They end up at this like kind of rough looking inn where this dude tries to extort Glorio, because Glorio's like, he's trying to get 2 rooms for him, Shin, and Goku. And the guy's like, yo, yeah, I'm gonna need about like 30k real quick, like overpricing. But then Glorio, again, like I said, Glorio is on that type of time. He grabs some, he's like, and he shows him what he's packing heat, and he was like, I don't think you want this. And the guy's like, okay, never mind. He dropped that 30,000 to 5,000 like real quick, but it's because he knows that Glorio's about that. And then Goku, he's always hungry. So he's like, yo, do you got anything to eat? Can we grab some food real quick? So then they go to this, like, kind of shabby looking bar. We're walking past demons of the demon realm. They all kind of have, like, a demon-esque, like, look. They have, like, small wings. Some have horns, some don't. Some look like weasels. Some look like werewolves. But they make it into this bar, and they put two drinks. Goku, he's always on that type of time to eat a lot of food, so he orders like 5 burgers of mystery meat burgers. I mean, but it doesn't matter. Goku will eat about anything, but Gloria says, don't ask about what's in the meat. Then we see some bandit-like demons who are checking out Goku and them, and they notice that Goku has round ears. So they walk up to him and it's like, yo, we can tell that you're not from the demon realm. About to start problems, not realizing that they're about to get into a pretty big problem because the guys you're trying to mess with are way stronger than these guys. Then the main head honcho is this big green ass guy with a red scarf and wings. He proceeds to try to attack them, but again, Glorio is that man. He's about that business. I'm like kind of hoping that he doesn't turn to a bad guy. It'd be cool to have him as a good guy, but I would like to see him fight Goku. I want to see how Goku stands against him. But Glorio catches this guy's fist, kind of twists his arm, puts him in submission hold, then like hits him away, and then he knocks out the werewolf. And then we see a couple of the bandits. They start getting riled up. They proceed to try and attack Goku, and Goku's munching right now on these mystery meat burgers. But this is the perfect warm up. This is what Goku loves to do. He loves to eat and fight. So this is a good time for him. So while Goku is enjoying his food, he is beating down on these bandits in like perfect, like the choreography for this fight is like just again peak. It's like this is giving me those old school Dragon Ball vibes that again because Dragon Ball is my favorite Dragon Ball series, and this is giving it but just with more up to date animation. And again, it looks beautiful. The fighting is really cool. We get to see Goku in action while he's also consuming the meat, and it just looks really nice. And of course, you already know that the bandits are not enough to handle Goku. This is light work for Goku. So the bandits are scared off, and they're running away. But they did say they're like, okay, we'll remember this. Like they got a plan. They're gonna get Goku, Glorio, and Kaio-sama. They're gonna get him back. So after everything happens, after they beat up the bandits, after they get their fill, they head back to the hotel, and they're sleeping, and then so we're towards the end of the episode, and as they wake up and they get ready to leave, their ship is gone. The bandits got them back. All we see is a note that says something and an axe. So that's how we end episode 3 of Dragon Ball Daima. I think this was a great episode. We got some amazing animation of the Demon World. We got to see what it really looks like, and it looks amazing. We get a little bit of lore about the Demon World. We also get a little bit of lore about Shin and his people, a little bit about Glorio, and then like who he works for. And also, it just feels really good. It has a really good feeling, and like these first 3 episodes have just been perfect. And I just can't wait to see what else is in store because again, there's so much more that we're gonna learn. We're going to see so many more characters. Like, we keep hearing characters in the background. Because, again, King Kadon. Like, is he going to be a bad guy? Is he going to be a good guy? What's he going to look like? Will he look like Glorio? Or will he look like some more monster-esque character? Will he look like Deborah? I don't know. We'll find out. Tell me your thoughts. What did you think of Episode 3 of Dragon Ball Daima? And I'll see you guys next time.